Hello everyone, this is Javamonk, and welcome to episode 60 of my survival series. So, this episode, we are going to do something that has been long overdue, and that is put in a mechanism to automatically bring items from our various farms that we have behind the walls, as well as on various islands everywhere. Just bring them all and have an automatic system to bring them to the bulk storage room. Which is down here. Here we go. This is the bulk storage room, which is the reason why this place is so laggy. Now, it has an automatic item filtering system, so I can just dump items into whatever dropper I have down below here, or just plop them into the item stream up above, and they will be automatically sorted. Whatever is unstackable is put into this silo over here, and whatever is just miscellaneous is put into this silo right here. So, here's the task. We're going to be gathering all the items that come from all of the farms and bringing them all to this ice stream right here. That is the plan this episode. So I think first things first, let's put in a mechanism for the farming islands. Those are things that I built those a very long time ago. It's not that long ago. But there are multiple islands in the sky where I have farms for various things like wheat, beetroots, carrots, potatoes, and they're all just dropped on the ground. And so that is until today. Today we're going to put in a mechanism to finally bring those items to the bulk storage room automatically. We're also going to do that for farms like the cactus farm, the pumpkin farm, the melon farm, the sugarcane farm. And finally I can figure out what that groaning sound that the parents were warning me about last episode. Also, I'm going to be filtering in items from the mushroom farms, as well as, let's see, the chicken farm, the meat farms. I'm going to be filtering in stuff from the slime farm, as well as possibly the witch farm. I'm not sure if that's going to be very easy to do, or even possible, but I'm going to make an attempt to do it anyways. As well as from the fish farm. So, lots of farms to connect today, but I think we can do it. Let's begin with the farming islands. So here I am underneath the wheat island. So there's a dropper at the island up there that's just dropping items on the ground over here. So first things first, let's put in a mechanism to collect all the items that fall out of there. And then we're gonna have an auto dropping circuit that'll just filter in from these hoppers down to a specialized tube, which will then carry those items to a ice stream, which will then take those items to the bulk storage room. So here we go. Let's put in the hopper platform. That I'm really not on any shortage of hoppers. Iron is still a relatively expensive material, but I collected so many hoppers over the course of several very large projects, such as episode 42, that I'm not really running low on hoppers at all, and not about to anytime soon. Okay, I think a 7x7 platform of hoppers should do the trick. Yeah, I think that's big enough. Whoops. Here we go. Let's fill in this hopper platform. You know what the coolest part about digging tunnels like this is? It's that once you get to your destination, especially with this bulk storage room, all I have to do is just toss in the items that I found and that I collected while making the tunnel. Okay, so let's just get all the remaining stone that I dug up. Not like I need it, but it's not like I'm running low on stone, but here we go. The tunnel has now been finished. So now all I gotta do is just place some packed ice at the bottom, and then putting in the ice or water and stone slabs so that the items can pass through it just fine. Okay, here we go. Just nice and quickly run along this tunnel. Here we go. And I just realized that it's very dark. I think I'm gonna add some sort of brightness effect, as I usually do for things like this. Here we go. And now, just chuck in all the items. I also killed a couple creepers and a couple spiders here and there, so yeah. Okay. And now, time to place in all the packed ice and the regular ice to make this tunnel actually functional. Here we go. Okay, in the time that that ice stream was built, this dropper is already nearing to be full. So I think it's about time that we test this out. But first, before we do that, I think we should drop in 2 spider eyes and 3 string and make sure that those items actually make it to the bulk storage room. So while we do that, I'm just going to put together this quick auto dropping circuit. I'm not actually going to set it off. So let's see. Let's get some blocks of gold right here. There we go. Okay. I can almost build these in my sleep. I've built so many of these recently because, well, first off I had to build 4 of them for each of those towers up there, and this auto dropping circuit is just ridiculously useful. Anyways, let's put all our materials back here. Oop. On spot. Here we go. Put the general purpose shulker box in here. And now, let's test and make sure that those spider eyes and string actually made it to the bulk storage room. And the result is yes. These items do make it to the bulk storage room. Hooray! So now let's just place in this water that I broke. Here we go. And now, time to hook up the auto dropping circuit to this bulk storage room, and pretty soon there'll be wheat and seeds flowing in. Holy smokes, this farm is efficient. Okay. Here we go. And there we go. The dropper is activated. So now it's just gonna keep on spitting items out. In fact, let me help it along. Here we go. Let's see, let's just grab all the wheat here and then here. And I'm just gonna drop it in like this. There we go. And now kablam. Okay, that didn't work as well as I hoped. There. So now all that wheat and seeds should be running along the ice stream and eventually ending up in the bulk storage room. Okay, next up, whatever this island here is. Time to grab all the items from there. Okay, I learned a very valuable lesson about this storage room that I didn't realize there was the limitation to this. Yeah, the reason why this stone and diorite and some of this wheat was not sorted properly is because I decided to help out the dropper and drop in multiple stacks of wheat and seeds all at once. and this storage system can't handle that sort of thing. So whatever happens, it needs to be able to, so whatever item flow there is, each hopper needs to only have to deal with one click of a dropper. Well, the comparator clock that I have for dropping items normally, that's about the speed of a hopper, and that's the maximum speed at which items can flow. But these other items can just be pumped directly into the chests, like this. Except for times like this. Because droppers sometimes randomly give items velocity in a random direction. Which is a little bit annoying, but I'll just have to deal with it. This has got to be the world's easiest path. And check this out. All I have to do now is just connect it to this water stream like this. Add a stone slab so it doesn't spill out all over the place. And then I'm done. All I gotta do now is just add some water right at the end of this ice, and then it just connects straight to this main branch. This was easy. Alright. So pretty soon, the bulk storage system will start getting flows and we'll start getting tons and tons of beetroots and beetroot seeds. Let me just get out of here for real quick. Okay, I learned my lesson with the wheat farm, so I'm not going to help out this dropper. It'll just have to deal with this backlog for a little while. Let me just add to that backlog real quick. Okay, nothing else to dump out. And now, the beetroot farm is going to put all of its items into the bulk storage room. Alright. Next up, the carrot and potato farms. Uh-oh. Well, first there's a witch here. Hey, witch. How about you die right about now? Thank you. Okay. Oh, nice. Got quite a bit of gunpowder there. Okay. I'll catch up with you when I'm almost done with that. While I'm building up this relatively easy contraption, I'd like to talk to you about something that's been a fairly important topic that has to do with this YouTube series. So, first off, update 1.13. That is a very well-anticipated update, and in my opinion, it is overdue. Some of the things in that update, they've needed that sort of overhaul for a very long time. So, here's the thing. 1.13, pre-release 2, came around, and it is here at the time of me recording this episode. In fact, so yeah, probably pre-release 3 will be around by the time that this episode is actually put on YouTube. So the question still remains of when is 1.13 going to be released? And that, unfortunately, is a question that needs to be answered soon. At least when the update is going to be planned to be released, because, well, next episode's project actually has to do directly with 1.13 water mechanics. And so does episode 64, so do a couple other episodes. So it is absolutely crucial that 1.13 comes out. I could, of course, push out next week's production of next week's episode until, I don't know, like a couple weeks. I'll fill it in with like the mod making series. But here's the thing: if the 1.13 update is stable enough, I will use the pre-releases because, well, I'm just really excited for those updates, for those releases. So, in particular, the thing about the water mechanics that I want to take advantage of as soon as possible is the waterlogged blocks, because I've already done some designing with the 1.13 water mechanics, and, well, first off, it's super interesting. Secondly, these hoppers are weird. Must be a lighting glitch. Anyways, I've already started designing some farms and things for 1.13, as you probably saw in the latest live stream. That cursed live stream where I gave up on the project, and so instead I decided to start designing a course plant farm using 1.13 water mechanics. So that is coming soon. I am actually currently developing that, or in the process of developing it. So that'll come fairly soon. But the thing is, I'm waiting to release a tutorial about that because I'm waiting for for the full release of 1.13. Now, the mechanics I'm using in that course plant farm are unlikely to change, but I still want to wait until for the full release, so that way it's not a total waste of effort. Also, the 1.13 water mechanics project I have for next episode, that also, those water mechanics in that are also unlikely to change. But again, I want to make sure that whatever project I do is actually going to last, rather than it being broken in the full release. So as with any update, there are always some things that I am excited about and some things that I am not excited about. One of the things I'm excited about is the command block changes, because, well, I've always really wanted to do things with command blocks, but never really had the ability to do so because I could never really figure out how they worked. Whoa, lots of zombies here. But now with the 1.13, now with the fact that the command block UI is overhauled, command blocking should be a lot easier. Plus, why are all these zombies carrying ink sacs? So, combine that with the fact that so that's one thing I'm excited about. Okay, now I'm lost in a tunnel. Okay, so that's where the items are gonna drop through. Okay, I just gotta figure something out here. So, another thing I am excited about is the updated water physics. I was at first a little scared because the trailers at Minecon Earth showed the fact that items would be able to freely pass through transparent things like fences, and that's a pretty big deal for things like sorting systems, where that is basically the entirety of the mechanics of how those even work. So this includes things like the witch farm took advantage of the fact that water would not pass through transparent things. There were, and also the bulk storage system, and all sorts of others that basically, if 1.13 updated the water physics, then it would just completely mess it up. However, I am very happy that those particular features are missing from the 1.13 snapshots and pre-release. So, looks to me that those mechanisms are safe. Another thing I'm excited for is the potions and also dolphins. So, things like the potions of the Turtle Master, I wish I had that back in episode 20, I think 28 or 29, when I was building the Guardian farm, because that would have made things so much easier. Also, I'm excited about bubble columns, because being able to be automatically transported around the water is one of those things that has always been kind of missing. So if you were to change elevation, or mainly if you wanted to go up some water, you had to swim. Or if you wanted a mob to go up the water, then you had to place an air block every now and then, which made transporting very small mobs pretty much impossible. So, whoa, okay. So it looks like we got a lava cave over here. Are we just gonna keep running into caves? Hold on. What's here? Oh, that's it. Let's clear up this lava. See what's there. So that's one of the things I'm excited about is the potions and enhanced ability to do things underwater, because underwater has always been kind of a boring place, and now it's not going to be. So let's see. There's that. I'm also excited about the various plants underwater, because especially things like sea pickles. I wish there was sea pickles back in episode 42 when I was trying to gather gigantic amounts of light green dye for my the 3D printing project. And you can see the island in my test world, because I had that as a world download. You could see the island. It was the top surface is almost entirely made of lime green concrete. Whoa. Okay. So I really wish that sea pickles were there back when I was trying to 3D print that island. So there are always some things that I am not very excited about. So, for example, whoa. Okay, looks like we made it to the water stream. So some of the things that I am not very excited about, well, phantoms. So on the one, I'm kind of in a toss-up about phantoms. On one hand, it's really cool that there's a hostile mob that I can that attacks from the air. So aerial fights against the phantom with like Elytra, play with an Elytra versus the phantom. Fights like that would just be absolutely amazing looking. But it does kind of destroy the idea of having AFK farms. There is, of course, a solution to that, and that is just basically AFK right-clicking on a bed. Which, by the way, on that note, being the traditional way of AFK right-clicking, which involves switching quickly to full screen, so that the game thinks that the key is held down, that is actually being removed. Now, what I didn't realize at the time when I saw this, and this is actually removed in one of the first 1.13 snapshots. So, what I didn't realize was the fact that sound occasionally cutting out, because the sound cutting out occasionally, like refusing to, like some OpenAL library refusing to accept its existence, that was actually linked with the same bug that would allow for the AFK right-clicking tricks. So I'm kind of in a toss-up about that, because on one hand that means that my fish farm is gonna need some revamping, or I'm gonna need to find something to hold down the key. And secondly, but on the other hand, the fact that the sound not cutting out would make things a lot easier. So kind of in a toss-up about that. Let's see. So one thing that I am really not excited about at all is bug blocks. Well, actually no, not the bug blocks, but the different color wood pressure plates and trapdoors. I am really not that excited about that, because first off, I don't build very often, and while yes, having different color wooden trapdoors pressure plates is useful for things like secret entrances, unfortunately that means that the creative inventory is becoming even more of a mess. So and that's really the only reason I have any objections to the different colored trapdoors, is because the creative inventory becomes a mess, especially on the redstone tab. So yeah, that's really the only bone I have to pick about that. Also, I'm not exactly a builder, so at least I can build, but I'm not very good at it. So having different colored trapdoors is not that great of news for me. Sure, it is for a lot of other people, but yeah, it just crowds up the redstone tab. So those are my current whoa. Those are my current thoughts on the update Aquatic. Let me know what you think about this. So yeah, all in all, in general, I just can't wait for this update to finally come out. It's been long anticipated, and even though I didn't play in 1.13 in the first snapshots, now that I've started playing it and playing in those snapshots and experimenting and building contraptions and stuff, it's got me more excited for the update. So yeah, as soon as 1.13 comes out, you can probably expect to see some things like on my channel appear, like a course plant farm, which is something that that hasn't been seen on my channel for a very, very long time. Also, I have plans for things like 3D printers and a couple other contraptions that could definitely come in useful. Also, tree farms. That's I'm not sure if my current plan for a tree farm would really be changed at all, and I'm really hoping that the mechanics for iron golem farms aren't changed, because I'm currently in the process of building those. I even downloaded a village marker mod so that I can easily tell what's going on with those villagers, with the villages. So yeah, the fact that Update Aquatic is but the fact that Update Aquatic still doesn't have a planned release date is really kind of worrying me. And it makes me worried because there's the possibility, the extreme slim possibility, that that Update Aquatic is actually going to be coming out during Minecon Earth, all the way in September. And that would absolutely stink, because yeah, that means that episode 64, I'm going to have to choose a different project for that, since really the whole point of episode 64 is taking advantage of 1.13 mechanics. So there. I hope 1.13 comes out soon, and if not, I'm just gonna start using the pre-releases, because they seem pretty stable. So, in fact, I'm considering just switching over and starting using pre-releases early. So I just gave the camera account some night vision so that I can see the progress of these items, and it looks like they are moving along just fine. I was worried that they'd get caught up in this weird water stream over here, but that doesn't look to be the case. Okay, all the items are traveling along this water stream, and they should be filtered out as they're traveling through. Now the question is, are they? Looks like they are. Hold on, is the stone not getting filtered? What about the diorite? That's weird. Weird that the diorite and stuff aren't getting filtered. We have that platform down there collecting items from the carrot farm, and it looks like the farmers for the carrot and potato farm are still slacking off. And the farmer harvesting the beetroots is also seems to be ignoring half the field. but it is also connected to the bulk storage room through that platform right there. And then this villager, who also seems to be ignoring quite a bit of the field, this farm is connected through that platform down there. So now that we have all 4 platforms in place, I think the next farms that should be hooked up to the bulk storage are the ones inside the mansion. So, in particular, the ones that need to be hooked up to the bulk storage, and hook up the cow farm, and that Vindicator still seems to be stuck. I should hook up some sort of collecting mechanism for the netherwood farm, and hook that up to the bulk storage. The chicken farm is in bad need of that, and something happened to the Vindicator again. You know what? I think I know what happened. He got max entity crammed. That's probably what happened here. The mushroom farm was with the hopper that seemed to have stopped, but it doesn't really seem to be producing any items. I'm gonna hook it up to the bulk storage anyway. And then the mushroom block farm over here, this should also be hooked up to the bulk storage. Let's see. The melon and pumpkin farm are in desperate need of being hooked up to the bulk storage system. Let's see. Yeah, the chicken farm needs it badly. How full are these? Oh, good grief. Yep, this is our top priority right here, the chicken farm. What about the sugarcane farm? First off, why have these flying machines stopped? There's the zombies. Okay then. How long have these zombies been here? It's no wonder the sugarcane farm hasn't been producing much. With the flying machines stopping all the time, and these zombies here collecting all the sugarcane, it's no wonder Wow, okay. I was not expecting that. So, I'm gonna hook up the sugarcane farm to the bulk storage, but first things first, the chicken farm. It needs to be hooked up to the bulk storage, and also I need to bring the Vindicator in here. Okay, so this dropper should now be able to drop items into that ice stream, which now connects to the bulk storage room. So now we just gotta put in an auto dropping circuit over here. That should be pretty simple, because I've built tons of these now. And then after that, I'm gonna need to move a Vindicator in, which is not gonna be very simple. Although I suppose I could just use a minecart. But yeah, the fact that Vindicator died is kind of bizarre, and I have a hunch that it is because the Vindicator basically got smashed because of max entity cramming. I have a hunch that that's what caused his death. And yeah, the max entity cramming is surprisingly easy to die from. So let's see. There we go. And now all we need is just one hopper, and that should just fix everything. And I'm not about to break this chest. There we go. And now it's gonna start dropping all those items into the bulk storage room. So I'm just gonna stand back and let it drop in. That'll take a very long time to clear up, but it probably will soon. So yeah, it's got plenty of items to try to empty out of that chest. Hopefully this is fast enough, at least to keep up with all the eggs produced. Then again, those chickens are not dying, so perhaps that's why that might be why the system hasn't already hasn't already completely overflown and the dropper being unable to keep up. Is it actually max entity cramming that killed the Vindicator? If it was, then I would be taking damage right now. It doesn't seem to be max entity cramming that killed that Vindicator. Very well. All of these chickens shall die. There we go. Man, Sweeping Edge is awesome. And that is a lot of experience. Okay, well, this should be no problem to clear up. My inventory's a mess. I'm gonna try to clear this up. So, wasn't much work. It wasn't too bad. So, there's now a Vindicator in the chicken farm, and now all that's left to do to make this a functional chicken farm is to pull out some name tags and name this Vindicator Johnny. And this will make him attack every single chicken or any other mob that he sees. There we go. Go, Johnny, go. Johnny, be good. Okay. Here we go. We now have a new Johnny Vindicator in the chicken farm, and there's already some baby chickens being hatched. Next up, while we're here, might as well get all the input for the sugarcane farm. Hey zombies, don't mind me, just coming in to crash your party. Crash your 30-episode long party, or something like that. I don't know how long these zombies have been around, but they've been around for too long. Okay. Here we go. There we go. Looks like we also got some rotten flesh. Rotten flesh. Okay. So I gotta figure out some sort of mechanism for the fact that the sugarcane farms, the flying machines keep stopping. I'm really not sure what to do. Let's see. How do I even start up this machine? I suppose I could just place any block. Okay. And as for this, I'll just place some diorite. Okay. That's weird. How about that? Okay, there we go. Looks like the sugarcane farm should now be back in working order. Okay, and we're back in business. So now, let's go. There we go. So now, let's hook this farm up to the bulk storage room. So here's the perspective from the camera account. We have the drop chute for the sugarcane farm, which leads to this ice pipeline that directly connects to this one over here that has to do with the chicken farm, which is still spitting stuff out like crazy. Oh, it's making good progress too. So, and this chicken pipeline is connecting directly into this main chute for the bulk storage room. I'm gonna real quick check up on this. So currently, the only sorting that's going on is for eggs. So, looking good there. Doesn't seem to be messing with any of the other lines. So, it's official. These kinds of sorters work even with items that stack up to 16, which is good. They won't work with unstackable items because, well, unstackable items are weird. Because one item causes a comparator to output a signal strength of 3, which wouldn't go bleeding into any of the other. Well, it could end up bleeding into any other sorters nearby, because then 2 items produces like a signal strength of 5 or 6. So yeah, that would definitely end up messing up any other sorter nearby. But with items to stack up to 16, it doesn't. Okay, and it looks like the chicken isn't actually sorted out. And it makes sense because that chest has both chicken and feathers. And looks like some of the eggs aren't sorting either. How bizarre. Anyways, next up is the netherwort farm. In order to make this netherwort farm really work, and to actually still be able to replant this field after harvesting, I'm going to need to significantly decrease the amount of time that it takes for... I'm going to need to significantly decrease the amount of time that the water for this here is out on the netherwort field. So real quick, I'm going to do a quick test to see... Well, first off, I'm going to measure how big this field is so that I know how many netherwort I still need to be able to get so that I can replant the field without having to visit the bulk storage room. I calculated that in order for this netherwort farm to be sustainable, where I can replant this entire field without going back to the bulk storage room, is there needs to be 2 stacks of netherwort still left that are not sucked into any hypothetical hoppers that would be over here. So, let's test this. Here we go. And... okay, that seems like way too long. Let's see. How much netherwort is still left on this soul sand after that? Okay, I'm pretty sure I ended up collecting some from the floor here. Yeah, it seems a little too long. So, I'm going to shorten this length here, so that way there's still 2 stacks of netherwort still left on the... There's still 2 stacks of netherwort left on this field. Okay, test number 2. I shortened the clock that would let the water out. And so, hopefully this is short enough where I would have 2 stacks of netherwort left on the soul sand. So here we go. I'm gonna make sure I don't accidentally collect any from that are not on the canal. Oh wow. Okay, that is way more than enough. In fact, I think I can I can speed up the clock a little. Like let the water run on the soul sand a little longer. Okay, with this setup, you get 2 stacks and 31 netherwort that is left on the soul sand, and that is a good thing. That'll suffice, and that'll be enough to replant this field. The rest of it can go in hoppers, where it can be taken directly to the bulk storage room, which is exactly what we're going to rig up next. So here we go. Let's just... Man, those flying machines are loud. So I'm having a challenge that I actually wasn't expecting. This dropper is so close to the water stream that I can't just place some water right here and let the items flow in here. So I suppose I could let the items drop over the slab here, but I think an easier solution would be to just place a block of ice 1 block further back. And this way, any items that fall in here, like say this sugarcane, it'll just fall in and then zoom away. Yeah, I think that's a good solution. Let's real quick just swap out this piece of stone here for some packed ice, as well as this stone. Here we go. This way, it's guaranteed to make it across under the slab. And now it's all ready to go. So I'm gonna do I'm gonna first put in a clock to make that dropper spit out its netherwort, and then we're gonna do a full harvest. Okay, it's time for a full harvest of the netherwort farm. Here we go. This is the moment of truth. Did our effort pay off? Okay. It's a lot more netherwood than I thought there would be. Can items not go up on top of carpets or something? That looks to be the case. The fact that items can't really go up on carpets. That's okay. That means I'm just gonna have to lower the... I suppose I could just remove all the carpets on top of the hoppers. That would make things simpler. Okay. Well, that's one thing. I guess you learn something new every day. Okay. So let me just replant all this netherwood. And then that would mean that the netherwood farm is now hooked up to the box storage room. Next up, the pumpkin and melon farm, which is in absolutely desperate need of being hooked up to the box storage. Why are there 2 hopper minecarts? That is bizarre. I've seen hopper minecarts freeze randomly, but I don't think I have ever seen a hopper minecart duplicating itself. That is just weird. Anyways, this dropper line, the dropper line over here, that is actually spitting out all the melon slices onto the rail line down below for the pumpkin farm. First, I'm going to actually redirect this dropper so that it instead drops straight downwards and doesn't drop onto the rail line. But I'm going to do that once I get this ice stream put into place. And I'm going to put that ice stream into place once I put the ice stream for the pumpkin farm into place, because they're just going to merge together. Good thing about the way that I'm doing things, where the dropper is just spitting into a generic ice stream, which spits into the generic bulk storage ice stream that eventually sorts out from there, rather than dropping it directly into the chest where it belongs in the bulk storage room. It's a good thing I'm doing that, because for this particular farm, sometimes I get cacti in here, and also it makes it a lot more efficient to just have 1 or 2 ice streams rather than several at once. So here we go. Let's get a repeater in here, and then dust, and that repeater's facing the wrong way. Okay, how about now? There we go. Okay. Well, before we connect it to bulk storage room, I need to actually connect this to the ice paths. So let's see, that way was where the chest was. So down here, and then over this way is one of the ice streams. So let's see, go down to level 48, and then dig across until we run into the ice stream. At which point I'm going to place one of these stone slabs. I'll need to take another visit to the bulk storage room to refill on slabs and ice. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. And let's real quick do that. So that way not much is disrupted. Here we go. And now gotta dig out a path for these items to follow. And I dug this tunnel up way too high. Better fix that. This is another one of those chests that are going to take a little while to clear up, because currently it is absolutely jam-packed with pumpkins. And in fact, this whole mechanism is jammed up because this chest is full of pumpkins, and also a couple melons, but mostly pumpkins. So finally, we have a mechanism to put all that outrageous amount of pumpkins directly into the bulk storage system. Okay, let's hook this up to the melon farm now. Okay, the tube that connects to the ice tunnel that then leads to the that joins up with the tunnel for the pumpkin farm, which joins up with the tunnel that leads to a whole bunch of other farms, is now complete. So here we go. Seriously? This thing can jam up? I had no idea it could jam up. Okay. Interesting. Wonder why that happens. I really don't understand how computers work. Clearly, because I suppose if I did know how computers worked, I would probably predict the fact that would jam up, but clearly I don't. Okay. So there we go. And that was the harvest for the melon farm. So here we go, just unloading some more melons here. And as this hopper minecart goes on top of this, it also activates the pumpkin farm, which definitely explains why we have a lot more pumpkins than we do melons. But here we go. How much progress has this made? A little bit. Enough to get the hopper minecart back up and running. Okay, I'm gonna help this out a little. I'm just gonna deposit the pumpkins directly into the bulk storage system. This is also a perfect time to clear out some of this junk in my inventory. So I made a very major improvement to the melon farm, and that is having a redstone wire that just hooks up directly to this observer pipeline from the detector rail. And this means that this melon farm will always be running, and it won't depend on any weird mechanics to actually it won't depend on the melon farm to keep the melon farm running, if you know what I mean. Because that was a major problem in the previous. That was a major problem before I made this change. Previously, I had that observer pipeline connect to that repeater there. So, yeah, it was a bit bizarre. I still don't know what I was thinking when I did that, but this should fix it. Here we go. Okay. And now, all I gotta do is just take this one observer and place it right there. And there we go. All fixed. Okay, so there is the melon and pumpkin farm all put together nicely. Nicely done. Next up, the fish farm. This will be kind of tricky because, well, I don't think I've ever actually shown how I'm storing all the drops from the fish farm. So, let me show that to you. Here's the fish farm, and yeah, one time a creeper did sneak up on me and before I lit this up. So, I have this ultimate fishing rod. Last I checked, this farm is not going to be broken in 1.13, which is a good sign. But the way I'm storing all these drops from the fish farm is using a whole bunch of chests. And this is what's going to end up making it a pain to connect to the bulk storage room. And for some reason, that is weird. So, we might have to empty out some of these chests in order to even transport these items. I'm actually putting in this ice stream before I actually unload all the chests, mainly so that I can tell how far I need to unload them, or how much to unload, and also it's so that I can use the ice stream to actually unload the items as I'm unloading these chests, if you know what I mean. So basically to move all the items from this chest as I'm unloading them. Hopefully that made sense. So here we go. So if I do that, okay, good. Now let's just, where's my ender chest? Okay. So now let's just grab some ice and some slabs. This will also be a perfect opportunity to reload on those resources. items that were in this fish farm silo are now completely flushed out, and I hope they are in the bulk storage system somewhere. So, and chances are they are. So now I'm just going to tear this whole thing down, or at least the chests down, and then I'm gonna take these. Okay. I'm just gonna put a giant long vertical stream of hoppers, and this way I can also remove the need for a ladder here, since after this I will not have to check up here ever again. You know what's weird? It's like the storage system seems to be refusing to sort these items, which is very bizarre and also very bad because there's a very high flow of these items. I'm going to investigate with the camera account, see what's going on. So first off, watching this is awesome because there's items just flowing in here constantly, whether it's pumpkins or melons. Usually it seems to be pumpkins. Occasionally it's sugarcane. But anyways, for some weird reason, this just refuses to sort out any pumpkins. It's filled up to a stack over here. Okay. Filled up to a stack there. A stack there. Stack there. What about this chest? That's weird. Even in spectator mode, I can't open that chest. That is bizarre. What's even more bizarre is removing this other chest actually fixed the problem. So, now it's sorting again. How peculiar. Okay, well, I have my work cut out for me. I'm going to remove all the chests that are underneath these gold blocks, because that could also explain why it is that why these things here are refusing to sort things. Okay, let's try this. What? What is Quicksilver doing in the mansion? This is Quicksilver, right? Yep. What is Quicksilver doing in the mansion? Why are there still llamas in here? Uh-oh. Leave it there. Okay. So why is there still a llama in here? What is Quicksilver doing here? Hold on. If Quicksilver is here, then is there still a horse in Trim Castle that we built last episode? Okay. Time to test this, because this is just bizarre. I did hear a lightning strike around here, so did the lightning teleport the horse? Time to investigate. Whoa, what the? Okay. That lightning strike destroyed the landscape. And it didn't touch the mansion at all. Oh my golly. Okay. Now, let's consult the elephant in the room, or the horse in the room. What? Quicksilver? Okay. So there is still a horse in the dining hall from last episode. This is so weird. How is it that there's a horse in the mansion as well? Okay. Let's try this again. So, let's test it here. First off, let's kill the creeper here. That's in the brewing stand. Okay. No more creeper there. That's good. Now, is there a horse over here? Yes. So we now have two horses. Both named Quicksilver. Both white. Both with diamond armor. and both with exactly the same stats. And we still have a llama here. This is bizarre. Okay then. So, outside of that, let's head down to the box storage room, and I'm going to show you what's been going on with the camera account. I'll show you what's been going on with the items. And turns out I've made some pretty big mistakes when I was building up the bulk storage room, and that is why stuff has been flowing into the wrong chest. So, turns out when I was building this bulk storage room, there was one thing that I just didn't consider: the fact that hoppers cannot put stuff into chests when they are blocked. So I removed one chest from the top chest over here because that was getting blocked. Also, I replaced all the gold blocks below the repeaters over here with slabs. And this way, I can still open those chests, and now they are accessible again. So that was the reason stuff was building up in the hoppers and overflowing the sorters, which is why stuff was flowing into the unstackable and not sorted chests. Mind you, there are still stuff flowing in here, and that's probably the reason, partly because, at least for the chicken, I don't actually have sorters for that, which I should definitely put in right now. But anyway, that is the reason why why stuff has been flowing into the wrong chests, because turns out I forgot how hopper sorters work. So next up, let's get all the resources from here, the slime farm. Let's get all of them into the bulk storage room. And neat thing about the slime farm is that no other mobs will spawn, so I can just put the items directly into the chests right there, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Okay, we finally got this ice stream sort of coming into this hopper, and this hopper, I had to add a couple hoppers so that it goes to the central dropper in the middle of the bulk storage room. So now I just gotta replace all this stone with packed ice, and then also add the water stream. And the reason why I have that fire resistance is because this actually goes right over a ravine with lava at the bottom, as you can see here. So yeah, I had to apply some fire resistance so I wouldn't melt as I was coming through here. And there goes the fire resistance. It's a good thing that items are not affected by lava that has a wall between them. Okay, and now I just gotta replace all this underneath work with packed ice, and then add in the water stream. I also gotta add in some gold blocks on the ends across this here. That way the items can come across. So here we go. Okay, what's left to do now is to hook up this hopper stream to this dropper right here, which is then going to just send all the items to the bulk storage room. So first things first, let's kill the slime here. It's not supposed to be spawning here anyway. There we go. And since I scrapped the idea of just putting the slime balls directly into the slime ball chest, after I have the sorter for that, I'm just going to dump in all the junk items that I collected, as well as the non-junk items that for some reason were still in my inventory. So now let's just hook up a couple hoppers here. Yeah, it's not gonna work. There we go. And kablam. And now all we gotta do is just fill all these hoppers up with items. Oop, not that. Oh, I almost forgot. I still need to put in the auto dropping circuit. Here we go. Yeah, that was not smart. Here we go. Time to panic build. Here we go. Guess what I broke? The central dropper. Yeah, not smart. So it turns out that I could not put in the hoppers just willy-nilly. So here we go. And also, now that dropper is going to be unable to keep up with all the items that are going to be flowing through. So let's make it so that it can. I do apologize for the darkness here. So here we go. Time to
panic build again. Let's see. Just iron in. There we go. Okay, let's see. Let's put in a super fast. One of these super fast just dropper clocks. There we go. Involving a sticky piston. Let's see. We need an observer right there. And we need an observer right there. Okay. That should have kickstarted the process of all those items flying into the storage room. Let's put all these items back. Actually, not all of them. I still need to patch up this hole. Here we go. Now all we gotta do is just patch up this crevice, and we're all good. All is well. At least it should be well. If it isn't, then something is probably wrong. Here we go. Oop, I'm collecting items. Okay, better go.
Now this is just magical. Oh my golly. So, ever since clearing up this whole hopper sort of mess, this silo right here should right now be filling up with slime balls. Okay. And it just got laggier because of all the items flying through. Okay. So, I'm going to check and see if there are any other farms to hook up to this bulk storage room. There probably aren't, but I'm still going to check. I'm going to check anyways. And now it is time to bring in the items from this cactus farm that constantly fills up with items. So here we go. Let's just grab one hopper and let the insanity begin. There we go. Okay. Well, that drop is just gonna keep on going until the chest is empty, at which point I can then just cover it up. And yeah, so the actual covering up all the chests that all over the place, that's gonna be we're gonna have to do that later. But for now, this episode is complete because all of the farms that I wanted to connect to the bulk storage room are now connected. So let's sign off. So this episode was all about getting all of the items along these ice streams, and they all go towards the bulk storage room. The bulk storage room finally has the capability to store the items that are automatically gained from all the farms in the mansion. So here you can see the constant stream of pumpkins, melons, and cacti that are currently flowing through. So here we connected up the pumpkin farm, connected up the cactus farm, we connected up the melon farm over here, we also connected up the fish farm, as well as the netherwood farm, the sugarcane farm over here, and even the slime farm. So all of these farms are now hooked up into the bulk storage room. So thank you for watching, everybody. I will see you next Saturday for episode 61, when hopefully 1.13 will be out. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.